Hello everyone, welcome to ITPK. In today's video, we will see the steps on how to use Windows OS build version to create a compliance policy in Microsoft Intune. Device compliance policy defines rules and settings that users and devices must meet to be marked as compliant. Valid operating system build is a parameter which we can use in our device compliance policy for Windows. There is also a way to define a maximum build version and a minimum build version. By that way, our all Windows devices remain on the same version all the time. Looking at the build version will ensure that your devices are updated at the patch level which is required by your company and are secure. In this video, we will learn how to set minimum OS version compliance policy and send the notification if the device OS build doesn't meet the compliance requirement of the company. Please log in into Microsoft Intune by using the URL intune.microsoft.com, and you must be a global administrator or Intune service administrator to perform these steps. Once you're logged in into Intune, let's go to groups. I created a test group for this video, test win device. Let's go to this group, and in the group, let's go to members. In the members section, let's add member here, a window device member. I will add it here. Um, I want to add this device as a member. Let me search for that device. Okay, let's add this device as a member in the group. Perfect. Yeah, this will be added here shortly. Got it. Let's open this device to check the OS build version here. And OS build version we have here 10.0.19.045.4170. Let me save this OS version here in the notepad. Okay. We will deploy a device compliance policy on this group test win device based on the OS version of this device. Now let's go ahead and create a compliance policy. Let's go to devices and the compliance policy that must meet the requirement of this OS version. So in the devices section, scroll down and go to compliance. In the compliance policy section, hit create policy, and in the policy section, we will select Windows 10 and later, right? Click create. On this section, assign the name Windows 11 OS build 31 H2 compliance policy. So for our understanding, I am putting here in the description and also the version information here. You can enter any meaningful name here for your understanding. So next, go to device properties, and here we have the option that minimum OS version. So we want this version to be minimum OS version, right? The devices which are lower than this OS build, those devices will be marked as non-compliant, right? You can also enter a maximum OS version here that the devices which are above the maximum OS version, those will also be marked as non-compliant. So here, as this is the old version, so a little old and stable version, so I am entering this version as a minimum OS version requirement here. You can set up everything according to your requirement. My target here to guide and explain you better. Hit next. Now here we must decide what to do with the non-compliant device or the devices which are marked as non-compliant. So when we have created this previous action and setting, the first action more devices not compliant will be created automatically to be more devices immediately. You can change these settings, right? And the next option we want to choose is send email to users, right? So message template. If you haven't seen my video how to create a notification message template, please go ahead and see that video. I will add that video link in this video description. So let me stop the video and create a message template for your understanding. Okay, I've created the message notification template. Okay, we want to send email to user if the device doesn't meet our this OS build requirement. And here I've created the message notification template here. I can select here for device OS compliance policy, and we will show them the message that your device is lower than the OS version and was marked as non-compliant. Select. Okay, message template selected. Okay, when the device is lower than the OS version, we require that device will be marked as non-compliant, and this will send a message notification to the user. The notification you have set up in the message template. If you want to define any additional recipients like the group of IT help desk team or any technical team that will get a notification that this user device has been marked as non-compliant and take action for this and update this device. So for your understanding, let's select any group here, right? I wanna select admin group here. Okay, fine. And the next option we have another option that add device to retire list. If you wanna select this option, you can also select this, but I am not selecting this option here because the device has been marked as non-compliant immediately and a message will be sent. So hit next. Here we have the option of adding group, adding all user, adding all devices, and exclude groups, right? You can go ahead, add all user, add all devices, and if you want to exclude any group, you can exclude that group here. For example, if you want to exclude admin group here, right? I have added the excluded group and I have added the included user and devices for your understanding, right? You can add any specific or a single group here also. So here we have to add our test group. I forgot that the group we have created test win device here, right? And we have excluded the admin group here. We want test win devices where we have added one device and we will add other devices later on, and we have excluded admin group to not to disturb admins. Hit next. Okay, now we are at the level where we can review all of our setting for the devices that our compliance policy require minimum version of this OS build to be marked as compliant. If the device is lower than this version, then the device will be marked as non-compliant. Let hit create. Okay, profile is created. Perfect. Let's go to devices. Let's go to compliance. And here we have created the profile where we can monitor the status as well. Right. Once this compliance policy propagate, you will get the report here. all of the reports here, compliant, non-compliant, other, and total. You can also export these reports in the Excel file. And here are the property of the compliance policy we just have set up. The report is exported successfully and I want to save it on the desktop. That's perfect. Let's see that report. Okay. Excel report will have this information, device ID, policy ID, name, policy state, and all of these things. You can review when you try this compliance policy setup. And that's it about today's step-by-step tutorial to define a compliance policy on the basis of OS build version. Thanks for watching, keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe.